Coming up, another big weekend of events in Kentucky.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The nice start to the weekend weather-wise is complementing another busy weekend, especially in Lexington. Last weekend, the city was home to the Railbird Music Festival and UK Baseball's regional tournament. Now, baseball and softball are the main course for the next couple of days, from state tournaments to UK's Super Regional. There's also the Laurel Cove Music Festival in Pineville, the One Accord Gospel Festival in Pikeville, and plenty more to enjoy across the region. Jeremy Toms captures some of the excitement in Lexington.
Lexington is whipping up another weekend full of events, with baseball and softball featuring in multiple formats.
With UK playing and the baseball team playing and a softball tournament going on, you can just feel the excitement in the air.
The Bluegrass Fair is adding on to the list of fun festivities scattered throughout Lexington, which all come back to impact the heart of the city.
The hotels, the more people we have that stay with us, it's also exciting because that means they're going to play downtown, they're going to eat downtown, they're going to stay downtown.
Alan McDaniel is the executive director of the Downtown Lexington Partnership.
We are your kind of umbrella organization to help gather all the different voices for downtown, especially in the private sector, together.
He says the past couple weekends have given businesses a big boost, momentum they hope to carry on through the summer. This weekend once again shows Kentucky's undying spirit for sports of all levels.
We've never really been the biggest baseball school, but to see us here and to also see our girls here performing for us today, it means a lot.
I love baseball and I love softball. I've played my whole life, and just the events that are happening today just show how big it can be in Kentucky. And if people show out, then the girls will show out and the boys will show out.
In Lexington, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
UK hosts its first ever Super Regional Baseball Tournament, starting with Game 1 tomorrow at 6 p.m. Now, we'll have state tournament baseball and softball highlights later in sports.
Enjoying the sunshine today, comfortable temperatures. You saw that in Lexington. It was a great day all across eastern Kentucky here as well. And tomorrow looks like it should be pretty decent. Maybe not as much sunshine as there was today, but the temperature should be just about as nice. 58 degrees right now in Whitesburg with the mostly clear sky. Temperature dropping back quick. We're also close to 60 here in Hazard. Mostly clear skies over the area right now. Latest temperatures show you a lot of readings in the high 50s and a lot of 60s, even as warm as 68 right now over towards the Monticello area, but as cool as down into the mid 50s in Wise, sitting right now at 54. Well, we didn't have a lot in the satellite and radar today. Nothing, matter of fact, on the radar. I mean, you look at the satellite, there were just a few clouds kind of dancing by the sky earlier on in the day, some of the fair weather clouds, and they have faded away through the night tonight. Big area of high pressure controlling our weather. That's what's going to keep us quiet. System back here to the west will increase clouds tomorrow and bring in rain chances for Sunday. But through the night tonight, we are comfortable dropping down into the mid and upper 50s. We'll already be well into the 70s by lunchtime. Full forecast on when the rain arrives coming up.
Thank you. Let's go to a developing story now out of Claiborne County, Tennessee. The sheriff says 2 men were found dead at the old Copper Glow mine early this morning. The men were reported missing on Wednesday, and family members found them on Rock Creek Road in the Clarefield community. Their names have not been released. The sheriff says they had been scrapping in that area, and their deaths are being investigated as a double homicide. One man is dead after a shooting in Bell County yesterday. Police say it happened late yesterday across from the Midnight Market on Winchester Avenue. 24-year-old J.D. Lumpkin was killed. Police arrested 27-year-old Leslie Webb and charged him with second-degree manslaughter. Bell County Commonwealth's Attorney Lisa Fugit describes the difference between the degrees of manslaughter.
Manslaughter in the second degree is a Class C felony in Kentucky. It's punishable of a minimum of 5 years, maximum of 10 years in the penitentiary. The difference kind of between manslaughter first and even some murder, manslaughter first and those require intent or it's an intentional act versus manslaughter second is a wanton act.
Webb will appear in court on June 11th at 11 a.m. In Rockcastle County, a woman is charged with criminal child abuse. An arrest citation says Amanda Forrester was charged after her 9-year-old son was taken to the hospital with a high level of amphetamine in his system. She told police the child had been staying with babysitters in the days leading up to the hospital visit and was aware one of the babysitters had a history of drug use. She was also found to have a high level of amphetamine in her system. The Wayland community in Floyd County was without water for nearly 1 week, and now that the water's flowing again, more issues are expected. Utility officials say the outage was due to the inability of the city system to handle the pressure put out by the newest line replacement. With patches and temporary fixes currently in place, community members and business owners say they hope to see a true solution sooner rather than later.
A happy customer is a good customer, and her customer's not been very happy the last 5 or 6 days. But like you said, we just have to learn to be patient with Southern Water because they're doing the best they can, and hopefully the funding will come through and get all this mess straightened up.
District officials say they are taking it day by day, fixing issues as they appear, but they will need more money before they can do a full repair, so they are hoping to find grants to make that possible. Free dental, vision, and medical services are available in Hazard this weekend. A free 2-day remote area medical or RAM clinic will be held Saturday and Sunday at East Perry Elementary School. Services are performed on a first-come, first-served basis, and no ID is required. The parking lot opens at midnight, less than an hour, and clinic doors open at 6 a.m. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held today at Grace Health's Corbin campus. The facility is a one-stop shop with the goal of helping anyone who needs it. Congressman Hal Rogers says securing funding for projects like this help benefit the quality of life.
We've learned that working together, you get a lot more done than you try to go off by yourself. So this is the best example I can find of pulling together, working toward a common cause.
Officials with Grace Health say they are able to work with patients to find an affordable solution to their medical needs. A retired astronaut is dead after a plane crash. Apollo 8 astronaut retired Major General William Anders died when the plane he was piloting went into the waters off the San Juan Islands in Washington state. Anders took the iconic Earthrise photo showing the planet as a shadowed blue marble from space in 1968. Crews are continuing at last check to search for his body. Anders was 90 years old. Close to 5 months before Election Day, former President Donald Trump is set to hold a weekend rally, while President Biden spoke about the future of American democracy in a D-Day commemoration in France. CBS's Lily James Inman reports from Washington.
On the beaches of Normandy, President Biden spoke about American democracy at the site of the D-Day Allied invasion 80 years ago, a critical turning point in World War II.
American democracy asks the hardest of things, to believe that we're part of something bigger than ourselves.
Biden's political rival, former President Donald Trump, is attending a closed-door fundraiser in Beverly Hills ahead of Sunday's rally in Las Vegas, where he's set to go after Biden on domestic issues, including inflation and crime. In Phoenix Thursday, Trump focused on security at the southern border with Mexico, just days after the president unveiled a new plan to stem the flow of migrants crossing into the U.S.
If Joe Biden truly wanted to sign an executive order to stop the invasion, he only needs a single sentence, and it would say, I hereby immediately reinstate every single border policy of a gentleman named Donald J. Trump.
Vice President Kamala Harris was on the campaign trail in Maryland Friday, pushing for gun safety legislation.
I've held the hands of far too many mothers and fathers to try and comfort them after their child was killed by gun violence.
Trump, the presumptive GOP nominee, plans to announce his VP pick at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee next month. Meanwhile, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is among several people said to be in the running. In a TV interview, Scott didn't elaborate but said even to be considered is a blessing. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
After a number of people were hospitalized with heat exhaustion as they lined up for the Phoenix rally, the Trump campaign says water bottles will be handed out in Las Vegas. There will also be limited tent space with air conditioning as well as misting and cooling stations. Big heat wave going on out west right now. Well, coming up on Mountain News at 11, 22 years to the day after anchoring his last newscast on WYMT, Tony Turner is honored on the golf course. And history is made at tonight's Daytime Emmy Awards.
Quiet weather conditions through the night tonight. Another nice day for tomorrow, but some rain is coming at us soon. I'll show you when it arrives this weekend coming up.